Hi students, welcome to Sai Niketan online classes. In last video we have completed preparation methods of amines. Now I am going to start properties. Properties of amines. In this one, first one is physical properties. In these physical properties, first property is boiling points. Here, amines have higher boiling point than hydrocarbons of comparable masses. These amines have high boiling point than hydrocarbons of comparable mass. Means if you take one amine, it has some x grams of molar mass. Then take a hydrocarbon also with the same mass. Then which has a higher boiling point, amine only. So it is due to amines are polar in nature. These are the polar molecules. Polar molecules means within the molecule two poles are existed. Means a positive pole and a negative pole. If you take a primary amine or here NH2, here poles are erased because nitrogen atom is more electronegative. Thus bond pair of electrons are migrant towards to nitrogen. Thus here negative charge is appeared, and here alkyl group is always donating pair of electrons to this nitrogen, and it gets a positive charge, and here hydrogens also present. Then these electrons also migrate towards to nitrogen, and on hydrogen plus is formed. Here also like that. Thus here poles are developed. Thus these amines are polar in nature. Due to the polarity, these amines can form hydrogen bonds. Which bonds? Hydrogen bonds. So what is meant by hydrogen bond? These are the attraction forces present between hydrogen in a molecule and highly electronegative atom like nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine in same molecule or in another molecule. Then such attraction forces are called as hydrogen bonding. Thus if you take these primary amines are NH2 and take another molecule primary amine only or NH2. Here this is the highly electronegative atom nitrogen, and it is electropositive hydrogen. Between these two some attraction forces are present. These attraction forces are called as hydrogen bonding. Due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, so these primary amines have high boiling point. First of all, what is meant by boiling point? If you take solid state, then in solid state constituent particles are arranged in tight packing, closely arrangement is present. By applying temperature, here some forces are breakdown. That means indirectly we are breaking the attraction forces present between constituent particles. Then distance is increases between constituent particles. Distance is increases because by using some amount of heat energy we break down the attraction forces present between constituent particles. So the amount of energy required to break down the attraction forces present between constituent particles is nothing but boiling point only, no. That is here if it is a solid state, then after applying some heat energy it can be converted into liquid. Okay, at which temperature it can be converted into liquid, that temperature is called as a melting point. Similarly here boiling point also same thing, by applying some amount of heat energy, again we have to break down the attraction forces present between constituent particles. Then here the distance between constituent particles is again increases. For that purpose, some amount of heat energy is required to break down the attraction forces present between constituent particles in a liquid state. So that amount of heat energy is nothing but it is called as a boiling point. If attraction forces are less, then to break down such a weak attraction forces, little amount of energy is enough. That means here temperature is required less amount only. That means that heat is called as boiling point only, no. Thus if attraction forces are less, then they have low boiling points. If attraction forces are strong means for breaking the strong bonds need high amount of heat energy. Thus here we should supply more amount of heat energy. Thus if strong bonds are present between constituent particles in liquid state, to break down such attraction forces required more amount of heat energy. That means we have to supply high temperature. That means they have high boiling point. When they have high boiling point, if they have strong attraction forces or strong bonds. Okay, is it clear? Now come to here amines. In these amines, between two amine molecules, here hydrogen bonds are present. So thus hydrogen bonds are strong forces, hence here boiling points are very high. Because strong bonds are present, then we have to break down such attraction forces by using high temperature. Thus they have high boiling points. This is in case of primary amine. And if you take secondary amine, so secondary amines also form hydrogen bonds. Secondary amines are NHR. This is the secondary amine. Take another molecule R2NH. Then between these two molecules hydrogen bonding is exist. Thus secondary amines also form hydrogen bonding, hence secondary amines also have here high boiling points. If you take tertiary amines, here tertiary amines R3N, here there is no hydrogen bonding present between two tertiary amine molecules. Why? Because there is no hydrogen. Thus here these tertiary amines have low boiling point than secondary and primary amines. Okay. So if you take three type of amines, that is primary and secondary and tertiary. This is the primary. Then if you take secondary, this is the tertiary. Then if you take here primary, it can form how many bonds? 3 hydrogen bonds. Or NH2. This is also primary. This is also primary. And if you take one more molecule here, it can form another hydrogen bonds H, H, or like this. If you take another molecule here R, NH2, here one more hydrogen bonding is present. Thus here if you take one primary amine, this unit, it can form how many hydrogen bonding? with here 3 hydrogen bonds are formed with 3 primary amines. Thus 3 hydrogen bonds are present, number of hydrogen bonding is increases, then boiling point is also increases. If you take secondary amine, how many bonds are possible? Are 2 alkyl groups, 1 hydrogen. And if you take another molecule, R, here H, here 1 bond is formed. If you take another molecule, R2N, then here 1 more hydrogen bonding is formed. That means if you take secondary amine, then how many bonds are possible? Here 2 hydrogen bonds are possible. So 2 hydrogen bonds are possible. In case of primary amine, 3 hydrogen bonds are possible. If you take tertiary amines, how many are possible? 0, because there is no hydrogens present in tertiary amines. Thus here if you take tertiary amines, there is no hydrogen bonds are formed. Okay. Thus primary amines forms 3 hydrogen bonds, secondary amines forms 2 hydrogen bonds, tertiary amines forms 0 hydrogen bonds. There is no hydrogen bonds. So we know that if number of hydrogen bonds are increases, then boiling point is increases. Thus which type of amines have high boiling point? Primary amines have high boiling points, then secondary, and secondary amines have high boiling point than tertiary amines. Okay. Thus here the boiling point order of different amines, order of boiling point of amines is primary amines greater than secondary amines greater than tertiary amines. Thus here due to the presence of here 3 hydrogen bonds in primary amines, they have very high boiling points, and secondary amines have 2 hydrogen bonds, thus they have high boiling points than tertiary, and tertiary amines do not have any hydrogens, thus they do not form any hydrogen bonds. Thus here they have low boiling points. This is the order of boiling points of different amines. Next property is solubility. Here all amines, primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, these all are soluble in water. Because with hydrogen in water or oxygen in water, they form hydrogen bonds. If you take primary amines, that is R, NH2, and water molecule H2O. Here oxygen is also more electronegative element, and here hydrogen is present. Thus between oxygen and hydrogen bonding is formed. Thus primary amines is highly soluble in water, and nitrogen also can form hydrogen bond with water like this. Here this is the primary amine, this is the water. In primary amine nitrogen is more electronegative one, and in water hydrogen is there. Thus between these two hydrogen bond is existed. Thus here with oxygen and hydrogen, both elements forms hydrogen bonds with these primary amines. Thus, primary amines are soluble in water. Similarly, if you take secondary amines R, NHR, R to NH, then it can form a hydrogen bond. Hydrogen in secondary amine. This is the secondary amine. This is the secondary amine between hydrogen and oxygen. Here, attraction force are present. These are called as a hydrogen bond. And this nitrogen also can form hydrogen bonds with water. Here, hydrogen in water, nitrogen in secondary amine. These two elements also form hydrogen bonds. Thus, due to the formation of hydrogen bonding, these primary and secondary amines soluble in water. Take next type, tertiary. Here, there is no hydrogen, okay, but it is also soluble in water, because in water hydrogen is there. Thus, here hydrogen and here nitrogen in tertiary amine, they form hydrogen bonding. Thus, here primary, secondary and tertiary amines are soluble in water, because all type of amines are formed hydrogen bonding with water. Thus, these are soluble in water. If here alkyl size is increases, that is length of the alkyl group is increases, then solubility is decreases, because bulky alkyl group is opposing the formation of hydrogen bonding in all cases, like primary amines, secondary amines and tertiary amines. Thus, lower alkyl amines are more soluble in water. If alkyl group is increases, that is carbon chain is increases, then solubility is decreases. If you take a large alkyl group, okay, that means the chain of the alkyl group increases, then solubility decreases. Why? Because this large alkyl group opposing the formation of this hydrogen bonding with water. When it is opposing hydrogen bond formation with water, then automatically solubility is decreases. Thus, here lower amines are more soluble in water, but here higher amines are less soluble in water. When the alkyl group size is increases, then solubility is decreases. And aromatic amines. These are insoluble in water. Because here aromatic group is a large hydrocarbon group. Aromatic group is a large hydrocarbon group, hence it opposing the formation of hydrogen bonding with water. Thus, these aromatic amines are insoluble in water. Okay, this is about solubility of amines. Next one is basic character or basic nature. Here all amines are basic in nature. These all are bases only. Why? Because here due to the presence of lone pair of electrons, on nitrogen. Here if you take a primary amine or NH2, on nitrogen one lone pair of electrons are present, and similarly R2 NH, here also lone pair of electrons are present. If you take tertiary amine, in tertiary amines also here one lone pair of electrons are present on nitrogen. Thus due to the presence of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen, these primary and secondary and tertiary amines are considered as bases. This is the primary amine, this is the secondary amine, and this is the tertiary amine. Thus here all have basic in nature. Okay. If you take primary amine which is react with mineral acid like HCl, then it forms a salt. Here this is the acid, mineral acid. Okay. So then here we get R NH3 plus Cl minus, we get a salt. Okay. We know that here what is meant by neutralization? Neutralization reaction means when acid is react with the base, then we get here salt, and byproduct is water. If you don't know this nature of substance, for example let it be X, when X is react with the base, if it forms a salt, then what is the nature of this X? Acid, because by comparing these two equations, here base, and by combining this X with base we get salt only. Thus what is the nature of X? Here acid only. Similarly here you take some compound Y, then which is react with acid, then we get salt. Then what is the nature of this Y? Base only, because by comparing this standard equation here, acid is react with some compound. If it forms a salt, then what is the nature of that Y compound? Base only, because when acid is react with base only, then only forms salt. Okay. Thus similarly here we don't know the nature of this amine. Okay. Then let it be Y, then it is react with acid HCl, then we get salt. That means here we get a salt when if acid is react with base only. Thus this Y has which nature? Basic nature only. Thus here amines have basic nature. Okay. And here if you take this salt RNH3 plus Cl minus, if it is react with sodium hydroxide, then again we get primary amine only, because here we take in a primary amine only. No, here it is the primary amine. After reacting with HCl we get salt, again this salt is react with sodium hydroxide, then we get again primary amine only, or NH2 plus, here H plus, here OH minus, then we get water, and Na plus Cl minus, NaCl removed. Okay. Thus here regeneration of amine, primary amine takes place. Thus on the basis of this reaction, amines have basic nature. Okay. Why here it forms a salt? Due to the presence of here lone pair of electrons. Here lone pair of electrons can donate to hydrogen H plus. When HCl is dissociated, then we get here H plus and Cl minus. And primary amine means here 2 electrons are present on nitrogen. Then here H plus can combine with nitrogen. H plus means it has vacant orbital, there is no electrons in that one. Then by donating these 2 electrons to H plus, a coordinate covalent bond is formed like this. Then on nitrogen plus is there. Okay. Then Cl minus is there now. Cl minus is as it is present like that. Okay. This is the RNH3 group here. RNH3 plus. This is the structure. Okay. By donating of lone pair of electrons to H plus, then it forms coordinate covalent bond with hydrogen. Thus we get RNH3 plus Cl minus. This is the salt. Thus by donating a lone pair of electrons, we get salt. Hence they have basic nature. Okay. Thus amines have basic nature. Here basic strength can determined by Kb value. Kb means base dissociation constant. Here Kb measure the strength of base. Basic strength is directly proportional to Kb. That means here what is meant by Kb? Base dissociation constant. Here if Kb value is more, then it has more basic strength. If Kb value is low value, then that compound has less basic strength. Okay. Very most important point in objective purpose, they will give Kb values. Okay. Along with the compounds, then they ask like which of the following is the strongest base. Okay. Thus which has a Kb values more, that is the strongest base, or least base means which has a lower Kb value, that has a less basic one. Okay. Thus basic strength is directly proportional to Kb, and this basic strength is inversely proportional to pKb, because here pKb is equal to minus log Kb base 10. Okay. Here negative value is there. Thus here basic strength is inversely proportional to pKb value. If pKb value is less, then it has a more basic nature. If pKb value is more, then basic strength is less. Okay. Like that here this basic strength is depend upon Kb value and pKb value. Here basic strength is directly proportional to Kb and inversely proportional to pKb. Now comparison of basic strength of primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, that is the aliphatic amines and ammonia. Aliphatic amines and ammonia. Here if you take aliphatic amines, RNH2, this is the primary amine, and R2NH. This is the secondary amine. This is the next one is a tertiary amine and ammonia. Ammonia. Then these three nothing but aliphatic amines. Next, ammonia. In all compounds, lone pair of electrons are present on nitrogen atom like this. In ammonia also. Then here, which compound can donate pair of electrons, lone pair of electrons on ammonia, on nitrogen in any compound? Then it is a strong base. That is here easier donation of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen, then that could be considered as a strong base. If it donates lone pair of electrons easily, then that can considered as a strong base. Okay. Now, which can give easily lone pair of electrons to other compound? Here alkyl group is there, here 2 alkyl groups are there, here 3 alkyl groups are there. But in ammonia, there is no alkyl groups are present, only hydrogen atoms are present. Okay. Here, due to the presence of alkyl group is electron donating group. It is the electron donating group. It causes a positive inductive effect. Okay, means it can donate the pair of electrons to nitrogen. Then here 2 alkyl groups are there now. Again 2 alkyl groups can donate the electrons to nitrogen, and here 3 alkyl groups are present. So 3 alkyl groups are donate the pair of electrons to nitrogen, and in ammonia there is no such groups are present. Okay. Now, which compounds will give easily pair of electrons to others? Either aliphatic amines or ammonia. Aliphatic amines only, because it is donating to nitrogen, no? Then this pair of electrons are easily available to donation. Okay. Here 2 groups are there, 2 are supporting, you can donate to others. Thus, it can give electrons more easily. Here 3 pair of alkyl groups are present, then these are pushing the electrons towards nitrogen. Then here these electrons also readily available for the donation. But here hydrogens are present, neither donating nor withdrawing groups, hydrogens. Okay. Thus, due to the presence of electron donating groups in aliphatic amines, these pair of electrons can donate easily than ammonia. Thus, aliphatic amines have more basic nature than ammonia. In ammonia, there is no electron donating groups, but in aliphatic amines, here electron donating groups are present. Thus, they can donate a pair of electrons easily. Thus, here aliphatic amines are strong bases than ammonia. It is due to the presence of electron donating groups in aliphatic amines, but in the case of ammonia, there is no electron donating group. Okay. Thus, the availability of lone pair of electrons is more easily in aliphatic amines than ammonia. Thus, aliphatic amines are strong bases than ammonia. Okay. Thank you.